thanks again for joining me today. Alan, we're here to talk a little bit about career transition. And each day we'll have a piece of the puzzle to help you to manage your career transition successfully. So please join in every day at noon on Facebook between August 17th and the 21st. So let's get started. Alan, question for today is, how do you define your impact? When you're getting started in a career transition, what should you be thinking about?
That's a great question, Linda. So when you think about your impact, it's really good to start with your why. Why do you do what you do? You know, really looking at what are your values, figuring out your story. You know, what is it about you that really led you to your career, led you to do what you've done so far, and really to take a step back and look at, you know, everything that you've done. You know, really look at what would have been different if you weren't in that role. You know, how did you leave that company or that team better than when you found it? And then really to define what is your impact that you'll create going forward. You know, define that win-win both for you and for your new employer.
That's great. So you're defining the win-win, and you're taking a step to time to reflect on your past career, thinking about where you had the most impact, and thinking about you know, what the value that you brought to, you know, to the company. Mm-hmm. Are there any exercises that you encourage people to work through in putting together that list? Are there tips you have? You know, sometimes it's hard to think about what you did to make a place better. Sometimes it's hard, you know, we're taught to be humble, and, you know, in a job search, it's kind of your time to shine and to put the spotlight on yourself.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, really, if you're lucky enough to have some 360 feedback or some type of tool like that you can really go through, you can also look at some of your former performance evaluations, look at some of the things you've done, some of the goals you've set, and you can also ask for feedback. You know, ask your team. You can really ask them to say, you know, I'm really looking at, you know, defining what my impact is. Can you tell me, you know, can you give me some feedback on my performance, how we interacted with each other, you know, those type of things, because a lot of times people see things that you don't see.
So true. So, and I mean, you're mentioning kind of colleagues, but even if you're in career transition, you already have separated from your past employee, think about your peers, your supervisors, your peers, the vendors that you worked with. It's a great way for you to network and to let people know that you're in transition, and to kind of define what it is you're looking for in that next step through the feedback that you're getting and where people see, how people see you, which may not be, as you said, how you see yourself.
Exactly. Great points. One of the things we want to do here is really sum up, and it's really about taking that step back, looking at your career to date, looking at what you've done, asking for feedback, getting that input from others, whether they're, you know, their colleagues or vendors or any type of 360 feedback that you can get from other people to really help you define, you know, what your impact was, because all too often, like we said, we're humble and we don't focus so much on the things that we have achieved. So those are the things that we want you to focus on during your career transition.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alan. We'll see everybody tomorrow at 12 for weighing your options.